Hello, I am Marisha and welcome to my creative diary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to use one cover plate die to create 3 cards. Let's get started. First, I'm going to bring in Scrapbook.com's Merry Christmas A2 card die. And off camera, I decided to die cut twice out of gold matte cardstock by Recollections from Michaels, and this iridescent cardstock also from Michaels Recollections collection. For the first card, we're going to do some watercoloring, so I brought in Distress Reinkers, Kitsch Flamingo, and Salvage Patina to get started. I'm going to wet my paper first, and then I'm going to bring in Kitsch Flamingo first. And then from there, I'm going to bring in Salvage Patina, and I'm going to allow the ink colors to just go with the flow and do their own thing. That is the beauty in watercoloring. I just go with the flow. I will, as you see right here, I'll apply the water, then the ink color, and then I love the wet dry technique for watercoloring. To me, I love when the lines form as the paper is drying. It is my favorite. I love it. I also brought in Picked Raspberry because I wanted more of an intense color, so I'm just going to repeat the process. Add water, the ink color, and then some heat. Once I'm done with the watercolor, I'm going to bring in some Liquitex white gouache, and I'm going to add some water to it just to thin it out a little bit. And using my paintbrush, I'm going to give it a few taps to add some splatter to my paper. And just to ensure that the paint is dry, I brought in my heat tool to apply some heat. And then after that, this panel is done. To finish up my snow scene, off camera I used Scrapbook.com's Snowflakes Shape Die Set to die cut a few snowflakes out of prismatic glitter paper by Recollections from Michaels. I'm then going to play around with the placement on the panel, and once I decide, I'm then going to adhere them to the panel. Now you can basically stop right here if you decide to recreate this card. Just use your watercolor background, the snowflakes. The snowflakes are optional. And then just apply your front. But I decided to turn this into a shaker card. So as you see right here, I cut out some acetate and I'm going to adhere it to the back of the window. And then from there, I'm going to cut off the excess acetate. And then I'm going to bring in some foam tape and I'm going to double it up. That way the sequins will have room to move around in this card. Doubling up this foam tape is optional. Now there is foam tape out there that is thicker, so you can choose to buy that as well. But I decided to double this up. And I do have some thicker foam tape, but this is what I grabbed for this project. Now I'm going to position the foam tape on the back of my window, and then from there I'm going to add some sequins to the panel. And then next I'm going to bring in an anti-static powder tool and I'm going to apply some around the edge of the foam tape. This will prevent the sequins from sticking or getting stuck to the foam tape. And then from there I'm going to adhere the window to my panel, and then I'm going to adhere the shaker to my card base. My card base is an A2 standard sized side folded card. This shaker card is now complete. For card number 2, we're going to do some Distress Oxide blending. So I brought in Lucky Clover and Lumberjack Plaid, but you can feel free to use any color you'd like, and you can opt to use inks. Using my blending brush, I'm going to apply Lumberjack Plaid first. And now I'm going to add some mint tape to the tips of my fingers to prevent fingerprint impressions on my project. Next, I'm going to add some Lucky Clover to this panel, and then I'm going to bring in some Distress Oxides Hickory Smoke. I'm going to add a little bit of that color to the center of this panel. That way, this will kind of mute the blend of red and green, making a brown. So as you see right here, I'm going to Start working with the Lumberjack plaid. I'm just going to keep going back and forth between the colors until I get a good blend. And then as you see right here, I'm bringing in more of the hickory smoke. And once I'm done with the blend, I'm then going to bring in my distress sprayer. And I'm going to sprinkle some water on the panel. Then I'm going to give it a few spritz of water. I'm going to let it sit for a few seconds, and then I'm going to bring in a paper towel to soak up the excess water. And there you have it. The background panel is complete. I'm then going to bring in the front of the card. I'm going to add some adhesive glue to the back, and then I'm going to adhere it to the panel. And then from there, I'm going to adhere the card front to the card base. Card number 2 is done. Another easy card to create. Super quick, super easy. Now it's time for card number 3. For this third and final card, I brought in Scrapbook.com's Christmas Pattern Collection paper pack. And the great thing about this card is it takes literally less than 5 minutes to create. Another great thing about this card is you can mix and match. Just select the cardstock for your front. In my case, I use the matte gold cardstock, and then from there, I selected a piece of pattern paper that I'm going to use for this card. But as I stated, you can always mix and match the colors. After I cut down the cardstock, I'm then going to adhere the front to the panel, and then from there I'm going to adhere this card front to the card base. Like I said, a super easy card to create in less than 5 minutes. And there you have it. This card is done. And let's take one more look at the projects that were created during this tutorial. First, we created the watercolor shaker card. Then next we created the Distress Oxide Blend background card. And then finally, the pattern paper background card. 1 die, 3 cards. Let me know in the comment section which one is your favorite and which one would you like to create. Thank you so much for joining me on today. I appreciate you for stopping by. The products that were used in this video are listed and linked below. Don't forget to subscribe, click the thumbs up button and the notification bell. I'm sending you love and a whole lot of hugs. Until next time, please take care.